Hey everybody, I'm JimClassic, and you are watching Geekin' It. And holy crap, these two videos took me about 6 weeks to do. No, but seriously, I was really hoping this was going to be my first or second video of 2025. Turns out it's going to be my third, and it's in the middle of February. But, you know, hey, these things happen. I mean, I had COVID for part of January, and most of January was an incredibly busy month for me, aside from COVID, so you know, things got delayed. I also had this grandiose plan to do a double review between Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime and Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus, and it turned out to be like an hour-long video. And I'm like, I can't do that to you guys. So I decided to break it up into two smaller videos, probably about half an hour each, give or take. So, for today's video, Transformers Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. Let's just talk about the box real quick. Not going to spend a lot of time on it, but look at that beautiful box art. I mean, you can just hear the music right now as Optimus is charging towards those Decepticons, transforms, blasts Soundwave and Blitzwing, and runs over Dirge. You know, this is fantastic artwork. Transformers the movie, Transformers 86, 31. Nice close-up of Optimus right there. Product shot on the back. We see the accessories and the vehicle mode and the Energon Axe, the diorama thing, and moving on here to the side. Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost. This is a fantastic. This is a fantastic box art. This is one of those boxes I'm definitely going to keep. I'm not throwing this one out. Beautiful. Right off the bat, this Optimus Prime looks absolutely amazing. The sculpt is incredible, and you can immediately tell that a lot of attention went into making sure this figure is as screen accurate as possible. Yeah, there are some robo details in it that weren't necessarily in the animation model, but to me this just adds onto it, and it's not overwhelming to the overall figure. The proportions are spot on, from the head sculpt to the iconic faceplate all the way down to those bell-bottom boots. Classic Optimus Prime thong, I guess. The only real complaint that comes to mind would be Prime's backpack. It's a bit larger than it should be, and it's not the right shape or animation accurate. However, the backpack is made up of essential components for the transformation, and maybe this is the best Hasbro could do for something of this size. This figure really captures the spirit of the 1986 animated model. Let's take a closer look at that head sculpt. The faceplate is absolutely perfect, and there is some great coloring in those eyes. The sky blue paint is so light you don't even need light piping. Just a real quick comparison with Earthrise Prime, where you can barely see those eyes. 86 Prime's eyes just pop. You can tell the designers really wanted to nail that screen accuracy. Let's get into the articulation, which is fantastic. We got some great articulation. We have a ball joint here on the head. The antennas can be adjusted. I think that's more or less for transformation. We have a really nice, rotation here of the shoulder. The smokestacks can rotate to get out of the way. Does it have? I thought I had a butterfly joint, but I guess it does not. Okay. Yes, Optimus does have butterfly joints. There's a hinge right there behind the window. They just kind of pop out. There we go. You have to use a little bit of muscle. That's the problem. And they're not part of the transformation. This is just purely just articulation. I mean, look at this. Those arms can go out like that. You can get this guy into some good poses here. So it was locked. I had trouble. It was stuck. So that's why I had trouble with it. But then later on, I just kind of rediscovered it. So yeah, I mean that's tight. I have to use a little bit of muscle to pull that out. But this does allow for some good action poses. I mean, not something you see very often in a very blocky figure such as Optimus. We have a bicep swivel right here. We have a 90-degree bend at the elbow. We have rotating wrists. We have articulated fingers, very similar to Masterpiece. These three fingers are on a hinge, so he can close his fist, and this figure can point. He can point an accusatory stare at you. I don't know what I'm saying. Optimus Prime can point an accusatory finger at you. Or just say, hey, I want you to go over there. Go over there. Those are your marching orders. Okay, anyway. So, I mean, these hands are... Actually, they're very similar to Kingdom Rodimus, except probably not as tight. I gotta grab Kingdom Rodimus. I don't know if I can get him. But yeah, we got some nice waist rotation here. He can kick up that high. The skirt gets out of the way. He can kick back that far. That's not bad either. You can kind of just do woohoo, do that. And these skirts can just fold back down, fold back down. The butt skirts can fold back down. We have a this is a tight joint right here. Like, it's not unmovable. I'm not worried about it, but this is a nice tight joint. Look at that. He's got a more than 90-degree bend at the knee. Oh, he does have a thigh swivel. I did forget about that. And look at this. On the inside of the thigh, there's no hollow bits. No hollow bits. They filled this in. But then again, this is a commander class. I expect better quality out of a commander class, and this is definitely what we're getting. We even see more details there on the inside of the legs with those pistons and stuff. And he has a toy point? He has a toe point. Can't really go up. He does have the ankle pivot, and that's just about it. And spoilers, these heels are on incorrectly. I guess I'll have to figure out how to fix that, but we'll worry about that when we get into truck mode. And as far as other features go, Optimus Prime does have his matrix. The chest opens up. We even see the matrix cover or whatever that is, and that opens up too. And here we have the Autobot Matrix of Leadership. Now, this is the same matrix as Earthrise. And due to that great articulation, Optimus Prime can be set up for some pretty wicked battle poses. Those joints feel tight, which is always a great sign for longevity. He's not too loose or too stiff. This figure will hold poses really well. This Optimus Prime just looks incredible in whatever position you put him in. Speaking of blaster, Optimus Prime comes with his iconic ion rifle and his Energon axe, which are both fantastic accessories, and I guess kind of a requirement at this point, especially considering Missing Link Prime and Legacy United Prime. That Energon axe, man, he only used it in one episode, and it doesn't even show up in the movie. The rifle has some nice sculpting details and is blast compatible, and that Energon axe is that signature translucent orange plastic. Of course, this Optimus Prime wouldn't be a commander class if it wasn't for all of the accessories which he comes with, starting with the blast effects for his gun. So he does come with a couple of blast effects, and unfortunately they're a little bit warped. I'm not too happy about that. In the packaging, they were in a little baggie, and the baggie was pressed up against something, and these things warped. So I'm going to have to fiddle around with this, but they do peg into the tip of the gun, and okay, again, the curve is not really helping. Let's see if I can't swivel it a little bit so that the camera, that kind of looks good. At least, movie magic. You just rotate it a little bit and it works. But yeah, so he does have the blast effects here. I wonder if the blast effects can go in the... Yes, they can. Yes, they can. We're going to do this. Or it'll... There we go. And now Optimus can use the smokestacks to shoot you. Again, curved lasers. Optimus Prime's chest can open up to reveal the Autobot Matrix, and it's the same as all of the others that we've previously gotten. Apparently, we'll also still be getting it in the upcoming Age of the Primes line. As we can see here, it is the same matrix as Earthrise. Though I do have to say here, I like the internal coloring of Earthrise over Optimus. They kind of skimped on the paint job here a little bit. Not Autobot Matrix. It's the same as Earthrise. Let's take a look at those guts real quick. And, I mean, it's not bad. It looks well sculpted in there, but yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that it's not painted. I mean, where did Earthrise is doing right what Studio Series 86 couldn't do? Oh well. Either way, it's a Matrix. He can kind of hold it. Okay, if I could pull it off, I will take a picture of it and just post it right here so you can see for yourself. Really, my only gripe is the lack of paint deco. It's just the unpainted red plastic, and when we should be seeing grays and silvers and maybe some color for lights or something. For a Commander-class figure claiming accuracy to the '86 movie, Hasbro skimped a little on the paint details. The trailer is pretty much a well-sculpted flat surface, but a solid one. My only gripe about that is, again, for a $90 toy, there's no paint. But look at that sculpting detail. It is really good. And you even see the little arrow there. I'm surprised they didn't sculpt it in Go. That would have been actually pretty cool. Now, here we have taking out Roller. Of course, Roller is, one of Optimus Prime's 3 components. And it's this little silver roller. He's got 2 5mm ports. He's got some seats for headmasters. I'm not 100% sure. I only heard that Roller can fit a Titan Master. Here's one of the Prime Masters from Power of the Primes. Let's see what really happens. Let's see if I can actually fit him in there. I feel like I'm close. Oh, I can fit a Prime Master. Look at that. Now I don't have any Headmasters on me, but I do have, do have a couple of Prime Masters. And look at that. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. Okay, I really like this now. I had my... So, alright. This just elevates Roller for me a little bit. He can actually fit a couple of Prime Masters, and, I don't have any other Titan Masters available to me. I just kind of grabbed those 2. But yeah, that is freaking awesome. So you can fit 4 total. Oh man. But yeah, that's Roller. He rolls. He's got pinwheels, which is nice to see. And he can roll down the ramp and into off camera. And of course, Optimus is... Oh, well, okay. Surprise, it comes off. Optimus Prime's anti-aircraft platform. It's on these 2 5mm pegs. And there we go. Yeah. And again, this is, part of the whole battle platform thing. It does have this articulated arm here. And it's got, you can hinge there, rotate there, hinge there, and it has an opening claw right there. We do have the radar dish. This one does not rotate, unlike the original. The cockpit opens up. Too small for a Titan Master, but, it's there. Yeah. It's a nice little feature. These 2 5mm ports, or pegs, go here on these 2 5mm ports on Roller. And so, we can weaponize Roller and get the anti-aircraft gun, get that some blast effects. We're going to use the same ones as before. Come on. There we go. And now we can shoot wacky lasers that don't shoot in a straight line. I gotta fix this. This is going to drive me crazy. Of course, we cannot forget about the diorama piece that comes with all Studio Series figures. This one has Autobot City, basically damaged and destroyed from the Decepticon siege. This is right before Optimus confronts Megatron. That's a question you should ask yourself, Megatron. Anyway, yeah, I don't really know if I'm going to keep these. I keep some of these, I throw out some of these. This is... I don't really know what I'm going to do with this, but, it's since it's '86 Prime, I'm probably going to keep this one. This figure is such an improvement over Earthrise Optimus Prime that I'm wondering if Hasbro will eventually re-release him as alternate reality Prime, the dead version, and I suppose they could even use his trailer as a retooled medical bed, the one that he died on? Here's a quick comparison with several of my Studio Series 86 Autobots, even Magnus, since he'll be in the other half of the video, but they all look great standing with each other. I don't have every figure. I do have all the Dinobots, but they're not pictured here. But I do have most of these guys, but I am so happy for the Studio Series 86 line. But 86 Optimus definitely towers over Siege Megatron. Currently, aside from, let's say, Armada Megatron, we don't really have a lot of G1 Megatrons to compare to at the moment, aside from the Siege and the Earthrise and all the various repaints of this guy. But 86 towers over this guy, and I'm really curious to see what 86 Megatron is going to look like. Of course, over here on the right, we have Kingdom Galvatron. Now, Kingdom Galvatron is the same figure as 86 Galvatron, except with the different paint deco and no scuff marks. But these two stack up pretty well together, and that's just a height difference here. Man, 86 Megatron cannot get here soon enough. I think we're going to need a bigger Teletran 1. Grimlock defiantly towers over Optimus, but Prime is still the one in charge. Before we continue on here, let's take a quick moment to appreciate how good 2024 was for Optimus Prime. I mean, yes, it was the 40th anniversary of Transformers, so naturally a good Optimus Prime was in the pipeline. I think we all kind of figured that out, but we got 3 really good Optimus Primes. And while I have these 3 out, and we are kind of talking about the 40th anniversary of Transformers for a brief moment, I think it would be remiss if I did not bring out the 35th anniversary Optimus Prime, right, which is a cel-shaded version of the Siege Optimus Prime from 2019. But you know, we got the 40s right here, and we got the 35 right there. I figured it's just appropriate. Just a little disclaimer here: in a couple of videos, you're going to be seeing this guy again, and in that video, I'm going to say, "I just got this guy." Well, that was true at the time of the recording, but I'm posting some of these videos a little bit out of order, so. You know, you're seeing him now, and then in like 3 or 4 videos from now, I'm going to say, I just got this guy, and here is a quick comparison. So, but, you know, just ignore that, okay? I'm not lying. I'm just doing everything out of order. Let's get Optimus Prime into truck mode. Now, I've been told this is very similar to MP44. I don't own MP44. I own MP10. That was my latest Masterpiece Prime. But, you know, after transforming this guy a couple of times, he's really not that bad. But he is, I can see him being a little intimidating at first. But let's get started. We're going to close up those fists and get those ready, right, like so. Now, very similar to the battle axe, actually exactly like the battle axe, we're going to open up the forearm, like so. Put the fists in, like so. Same thing with this one. There we go. Now, we are going to quickly, because I almost forgot about this, the butt flap here. We're going to open that up entirely and put it down there. Now, these arms, we're going to rotate them like so, where the little cut is facing down, and the elbow is going to bend backwards. And again, we rotate the arm, bend it that way, and we have Optimus Prime in kind of a silly little T-pose here. Now, we rotate the antenna. We're going to point them kind of that way. And I think we're ready for the next step, which would be opening up the backpack. We're opening that up. Now, very similar to Earthrise Prime, we rotate him here above. What am I forgetting? All right, I did forget something. Nope. We open up these rib pieces right here on the side. Now he's ready for rotation above the ab section, like so. This piece right here, we are going to flip the head back. Now, locking this in place sometimes gave me a little bit of a trouble, but now that I've transformed him a couple of times, seems to be getting a little bit easier. So there, yeah, it just popped in. Before I couldn't even do that without exerting some muscle. Now we're gonna take the robo abs, and there we go, they flip up over the head. The front part of the ribs are on a double hinge, and ow, that kind of hurt a little bit. We're kind of adjusting it that way. So we're going to just kind of accordion them in on themselves, I guess. Something like that. And I think, oh, right, yeah. Yes, we're ready for the next part. These rib pieces go back down. Now, we're ready for put the arms, you know, in classic Optimus Prime fashion. These little slots are going to tab in here and there. And these tabs are going to tab into here. So let's get things ready. There we go. Alright, so I think that looks like that's tabbed in, and then that is tabbed in right there. Once again, undo that, tab that there, and tab that there, and here we have that. Now, the next thing we're going to do is, we did the top half swivel, now we do a swivel here at the waist. And so we're facing in the correct direction here. Now, we take it by the waist, and we fold it back that way. So as you can, this kind of untabbed a little bit, but that I don't know, that kind of happens a little bit in my experience. Wait a minute. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. We had it. Yeah, it was right. Sorry, it's being a little weird. But okay. Moving on to the next. So this whole part right here with the backpack, this is going to untab there. We're going to unfold this section like so. Now we see, here's the actual, sorry, we see the actual truck grill, and it's kind of folded up there. So we kind of pivot this. This is a little tight. We pivot this up, and then we take the other part, pivot that out, and we're gonna close that up. Now, if I'm not too much mistaken, okay, yeah, the next thing we'd want to do is these tabs are gonna go in between the wheels here. Now, this is not my favorite thing to do. It makes me a little bit nervous because this kind of fights me a little bit. I'm not a fan of this. I think I got it. Okay. Now, we're going to close that up, put that up there like so, line this up. We're going to unfold that. We're going to unfold that. And here are the sides of the cab. Okay. Still a little weird. There we go. So here we have the front of the cab. This kind of once everything is once this thing is transformed, everything stays pretty well tabbed. Now, what is the next thing we need to do? The next thing we do is open up the front of these shins. They're going to double hinge like so to the inner leg, and now there are these little things in between the feet, the toe and the heel, and they're going to rotate like that. And this one likes to fight me. There we go. And they fold out like so. So these are going to tab into place. Now, these tend to fight me a little bit. I have to keep my thumb down there. And it is now locked into place. The next thing we do is... Yes, the next thing we do is the back part of the legs are going to tab behind here, behind the thighs. Tab, tab. And then these pieces are going to tab there and there. Hold on. There we go. Oh, what are you doing, Prime? You're fighting me. There we go. And now they're tabbed into place. The heel and the toe come together. This piece right here where the gas tank is, we're going to swivel it. And then we're going to swivel this piece. We have the side of the truck again. And it's going to go... Is everything falling? Yeah, I think we're working. I think it's being a little resistant here, but we're rotating that piece out, rotating this piece out, and tabbing this up here as well. Where's the tab? There we go. Tabbed and why are you? There we go. And tabbed. No? Yes? Yeah. Here we go. Now, the wheels are the last part. We have that. Just rotate that out, and we rotate that out. And here we have Optimus Prime in truck mode. Let's lower this a little bit, shall we? Optimus Prime in truck mode. For some reason, this isn't tabbing in well. Remember where I said, oh, it tabs in together when it all comes together? Well, apparently it's making a little bit of a liar out of me. But, no, they're all in place. Just there's a little bit of a gap here. Well, I don't want to put too much pressure on it. But okay, yeah, there's a little bit of a gap here, and that seems to be unfortunate. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. I've done this about 3 or 4 times, and this is the first time I've had this problem, so I must be forgetting something. But Optimus Prime's cab mode is pretty decent. It is just a red cab with a blue base. This is very Optimus Prime. Let's just get the trailer. We're going to put it right there. And there we have it. Optimus Prime in truck mode. And yeah, okay, this is exactly how an Optimus Prime truck should be. It rolls well. It looks good. Big as hell. We'll put the trailer back over here. Just wanted to point something out. This is the one which has the flipped heels. These should be, I think, flipped. I think this should be the right heel, and that should be the left heel, or whatever, you know, however. Yeah, right, left. Yeah, so this should be the right. So these heels should be flipped. They need to be unpinned or something and put back into place, but they're upside down and backwards. Oh well. But I mean, aside from rolling in truck mode, it only has one other feature, and that is these other blast effects, which are right here. Okay. Now these blast effects, how do they go? They go together like so. Put that piece like that. We put that piece like, oh, what the heck? Like that. And these are the classic explosions as seen in the 1986 movie. They tab right there. They tab right there. Put it like so, put the trailer like that, and boom, Optimus Prime is taking off. He had just transformed into robot mode. He's about to just basically gun down Dirge and Soundwave and Blitzwing, and you know, that classic scene. It's right here. This is a pretty cool thing. I dig it. This is probably not how I'm going to display my Optimus, but it's a fun option if that's what you want to do. Otherwise, what else do I say about a truck mode? It rolls well, you know? It does all the cool things that a rolling truck should do. All of Prime's accessories can store on certain slots inside the trailer, and at the back, there's also a hidden compartment which can store the other blast effects. Problem is, on my copy, the rear taillight section is on a very stiff hinge, and I usually have to wedge it open to open it. But once it is opened, it fits all the blast effects pretty easily. I'll be honest, I was a little concerned about how the transformation would handle, especially with all the paneling, and sometimes the transformation is a little tricky, but at the end, everything clicks into place nicely and it feels solid. No major gaps or visible holes, which is a huge plus in my book. Transformation is really something, let me say this, and it's really an enjoyable process. The steps are intuitive, and while maybe a little complex, it definitely has a satisfying flow once you get used to it. You can feel the quality in just about every move, and it's so rewarding when you see the truck mode come together. I actually was really surprised to see side mirrors coming out of the truck. That I wasn't expecting that. A quick comparison for truck mode: 86 Optimus Prime next to Missing Link Convoy and Earthrise Optimus Prime. Now, just singling these three out real quick, all three of them are really good truck modes. In fact, all three of them are amazing truck modes. The only real problem between any of these three is that Earthrise Prime's trailer is, well, it's insufficient. But all three have amazing truck modes. You know, you can't hate on the OG. And this guy is always going to be a winner, even though he's kind of retired at this point. And 86 Prime's cab mode is, you know, just iconic animated Prime. Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime is a must-have for your Transformers collection. Yeah, there are some flaws. The most glaring one probably being the misassembled heels. You don't really notice it in robot mode, but in truck mode, you can tell that the lights are backwards and reversed. And, you know, gotta take points off. Hasbro made a mistake. They weren't paying attention. Whatever their excuses are, you know, it's an issue. Albeit a small one, but an issue. And I suppose my only other complaint is the lack of paint detail in Optimus Prime's Robo-Guts and that beautiful sculpting that's inside the trailer. You know, they could have added some color to that. They didn't have to make it all gray. I feel like Hasbro kind of cut corners a little bit just on the paint details. But otherwise, this Commander class figure is amazing. I mean, this is the guy who's going to retire my Earthrise Optimus Prime, and that is not an easy decision because I love Earthrise Prime. I have the dead version, I have the Shattered Glass version, I have whatever other versions there are of him. I'm drawing a blank here. I think that might be it. But this is the guy who's going to retire Earthrise, and I'm okay with that. I'll find a place for Earthrise. Don't worry. There will be a place in my collection for him somewhere. I'm not getting rid of him, but you know. Studio Series 86 Prime is fantastic. Highly recommended. And if you made it this far, like, share, subscribe. I would like to hear your thoughts in the comments section, what you think of this figure. Do you have him? Do you want him? Do you think he's great? Are the heel issues in the paint a deal breaker for you? Tell me what you think. Anyway, I am out. The next video will be Studio Series 86 Ultra Magnus. Please stay tuned for that. It'll be posted in probably a day or two after this. Anyway, I'm JimClassic. You have been watching Geekin', and I will see you next time. Take care, everybody.